Obviously, I'm not Latvian and I'm not going to hide that fact, but I'm going to comment basically subjectively from my point of view, from the third party, what is going on and why Latvia did not make the quarterfinals this year. So if you disagree with me or agree with me, or you want to add in some information, please go to the comment section and comment below. And also don't forget to subscribe. I have been watching the performance of Latvia and I really liked it, and I thought they're gonna go into the quarterfinals for sure. To my surprise, of course, they didn't make the cut, and whose fault is that? Is actually their fault completely. We're gonna go into that, but first I want to talk about Daugaviņš. Great player, we know him very well in the Slovak league. I'm personally a big fan of him. It's like with the music, you should know when to stop, and he knew when to stop in his career, but obviously he decided to come back for the national team even though he retired, which I think is the biggest mistake you can make, because you're not in the game mindset. You are so basically just like, I don't know if he's playing beer league or just playing around, but you're not in that team mentality and you're not in that tempo. So you cannot just say, oh yeah, I've been in shape. That's fine, but you cannot just come for the tournament if you haven't played in like a year or a half year, whatever, like professionally, and then you expect, to collect the bronze medal again. No, that's not how it works. And he should not have been called. And I don't know, maybe you say, okay, he's bringing experience. He can be also mental support. He can be, like the energy. You don't have to necessarily do the points in order to be a value to the team, right? Like points are not necessarily needed. Like you can bring a lot of different sides to it. But he was just basically almost invisible in the games, and this is my problem. So maybe you could call, younger player who you can give a chance. So you have NHL scouts there. You have a lot of different options that you can go for, because obviously you're not really playing for the medals. Like I don't want to disappoint you, but the fact that you won the bronze is only due to Belarus and Russia not being in the tournament. The reason you got bronze is not because you have, great high quality team. Like you have a really good team and Latvian hockey is moving forward, but this is not going to happen every year. And this is exactly the reason why Slovakia is so deluded, because we actually won silver medals and bronze and of course the overall win, but we got deluded because we thought it's going to happen all the time, but we didn't realize that we just had like great players and a certain phase, but we don't really work in the hockey. And we also made the mistake of some tournaments. I remember that we called in, oh, Gaborik is coming, Hossa is coming from the NHL. It's like, yeah, great, we're gonna win because we have them coming. And they didn't show us anything because they were tired, because they didn't really were in a good shape and form. So in their teams, they didn't, like, for example, they didn't score for like 10 games or 15 games or whatever. And we called them in anyway. So they were just like wearing the jersey, but there's no real benefit to the team. But we called them because they had like a name. So I don't know whether this is like, you cannot say no to that player. So if this star, which Daugaviņš is a star for Latvia, if he says like, oh, can I come because I want to come, I want to help you. If you say no, like, is it the thing of you cannot really say no to this person? Or is it like, I don't know. But in Slovakia, we also had that when we called players who just did not perform at all. And we always thought, maybe we could have called somebody else. Latvia was always about the great goaltending, right? This is like their signature. You are very low in the goaltending. Number 15, like you're almost the worst goaltending from the whole tournament. That's almost Slovakia level. And that's not good, okay? Trust me. 85.71%. That's very bad, okay? And everybody knows that whoever had like the bronze medal, the silver, or won the whole thing, or even went into the semifinals, had amazing goaltending. And you don't need a star for that. Like in Slovakia, we never had, like every time we called stars, it was like Halak, from the NHL, they didn't play well. So every time we called, like, for example, Jan Lašák, who didn't have a good career. I mean, he was very short in the NHL. Nobody wanted him. And then he has like a gold medal and silver medal, and probably bronze, I don't remember anymore. But the goaltender just has to be in the right spot, and it just didn't work out. You take a lot of penalties, Latvia, but you have great penalty kill, so I don't know. Power play, lowest power play. That's not good at all. Scoring efficiency in the middle, like more like a bottom, but okay. And what cost you the quarterfinals? I think overall, because I watched almost all the games, it's the last game that you completely blew against Austria. Austria is not an easy opponent, of course. Austria played so good in the tournament, but also you played well, Latvia. And I thought this is gonna be a complete tie game. You're going to go into the overtime and potentially win because you have more experience. Well, hell no. You blew it completely with individual mistakes. I haven't seen so many individual mistakes in a very long time. It just seemed like you really want them to win. Because what just happened, I don't know if like at least half of those goals that Austria scored were predicated from like a horrible 9-grade mistake. And everybody can make a mistake, but if you make like such a big mistake the first time, you have to talk to each other and say, okay, let's play it safe in this area on the blue line, defenseman. No, you do it again. Oh my God, this is such a highlight, not in a good way. Basically, you could have easily win that game, even though Austria plays really well, but the individual mistakes. And I don't know why is that. And I thought, you have Dogovic, and he can actually like tell you guys, don't do this. Like you have to play responsibly and be focused. And this was just one big disaster. And I always say, let the better team win. In this case, Austria, congratulations. Maybe next year. But you should, if you want a medal or if you want like a good result, Latvia, just please take Slovakia as an example, because we are so deluded now because we won something in the past that we completely forgot about the progress. We completely forgot about, it's all about the politics now. When you don't get results, nobody cares who you're gonna call. Nobody cares if you lose all the games. But if you have success before, everybody expects you to immediately like, okay, bronze medal again, Wait when Russia and Belarus come back. Like you will not go into the semifinals for a very long time in the future. The same for Slovakia. Like we cannot even make the quarterfinals in I don't remember how long. Not to mention win anything. And I don't even know whether Slavkovsky will even come back into the Slovakia national team. Please learn from our mistakes and don't make the same mistakes. Save your hockey nation, because I know you are such a big fans and I love it. I'll see you in Slovakia in 2029. Subscribe.